want to discover the flame that hides within you? Do you want to take a journey to discover your authentic self? I am Maria Felachidou, systemic consultant and color psychodynamics practitioner. Together, we will explore ways to discover your inner flame. Somewhere inside you, there is a repeating story. The same emotion, the same yearning, the same disappointment, but wearing a different face each time. And maybe you have wondered, why is this happening to me? But the truth runs deeper. You're not falling in love with people, you're falling in love with patterns. And these patterns didn't start with you. Welcome to the Inner Flame Podcast, a place where we don't just stay on the surface of things, but we take a deep dive in the invisible dynamics behind what you are experiencing in your life. I am Maria, and in this mini-series, we will discover together why you're always falling in love with the same person, but with a different face, and how this can actually change. Today's episode is titled The Pattern That Keeps You There and Why You Don't Leave. So let me welcome you back, and what I want to talk to you about today is something that carries a lot of pain and usually a lot of shame. Yeah, I know. Sometimes we have to go down that road. The question of the day is, why do you stay? Why don't you leave? Why do you go back? Why, even when you know a relationship is hurting you, does something inside you still hold on? Maybe you've heard people say, why are you still here? If they hurt you, just leave. Don't you see what they're doing to you? But deep down, you know it's not that simple, because one part of you is suffering, but another part of you is still hoping. And today, I want you to hear something important. You are not weak, you are not broken, you are not irrational. You are attached to a pattern that was created long before this relationship began. And when you begin to see that pattern, then you stop fighting yourself. Just to give you a small preview, in this episode, we're going to explore trauma bonding, the hope versus reality loop, why the nervous system confuses intensity with intimacy. We're going to talk about the fear of abandonment, the fear of genuine connection. We'll look at how these patterns show up in everyday life, in the messages you wait for, in the excuses you make, in the second, third, and 10th chances you give to the other person. And by the end of this episode, hopefully, I want something to shift inside you. Not necessarily your relationship or your relationship status, but the way you see yourself within this relationship. So, let's begin. One of the biggest misconceptions about painful relationships is this. People think You stay because you don't see reality, but you do. You see it when they pull away, when they disappear. You see reality when they make you feel small, when warmth is followed by distance, when you're constantly trying to earn love, to deserve love. You see it. The problem here is not awareness, it's emotional attachment. Because when a relationship activates deep wounds, it stops functioning like a simple relationship and it starts functioning like an addiction. And not because the person is extraordinary, but because they activate something ancient inside you, something old, a belief, an older belief that says, if I work hard enough, maybe I'll finally receive the love I've always wanted. And then the pain doesn't push you away. Instead, it pulls you closer to the other person because of that deep belief, this old belief that you hide deep inside you. And because I love examples, allow me to give you some. I once worked with a woman who said, I know he's not good for me. I know I fall apart every time he leaves. And yet, whenever he comes back, I feel alive again. I looked at her and I asked her, when else in your life have you felt that way? She looked at me, and that was when she broke down and started crying. Because all of a sudden, she remembered being a little girl waiting for her father to return. He was working in the Navy, so his job required for him to be away from home for many months. And she remembered herself waiting for her father, waiting for her father's love and attention when he would return from his job. And even she was afraid that maybe he would reject her. Maybe he had forgotten her. And in that moment, she realized something profound, that she wasn't fighting, she wasn't waiting for this man's love, for the love of the person she had a relationship with. She was waiting for her father's love. She was waiting for a closure in her relationship with her father. Let's talk about trauma bonding. In simple terms, trauma bonding happens when love and pain become intertwined. When the same person becomes two things, the source of the wound and the source of relief. This creates an incredibly powerful attachment because after every withdrawal, every argument, every period of silence, there is a moment of connection. It could be a text, an apology, a promise, a hug, a loving gesture, and suddenly your body relaxes and you think, there it is, they love me. But often, what you're actually feeling is relief after stress. And relief can feel very similar to love. This feeling of relief, this letting go of what was stressing you, the stress that came with distance, with arguments, with absence, goes away. And that shift, unfortunately, most times make you believe that what you feel is love, where in actuality is relief. And this is one reason healthy relationships often feel boring to people who grew up around emotional instability, because their nervous system has learned that intensity equals connection. So, being peaceful, calm, relaxed in a relationship, having understanding, uh, cooperation, support, that's alien things. That's from another planet. It's not for me. So boring. And let me tell you, people who struggle with this pattern, the pattern of trauma bonding, don't just have difficulty leaving relationships, they often struggle to trust peace. Because peace is what happens right before the storm breaks. So they're waiting for the storm to break. They're waiting for the bomb to explode so they cannot enjoy peace. What they do instead is they overanalyze messages, they become attached to inconsistency, they mistake emotional highs for love, they chase unavailable partners, they feel anxious in silence, they constantly seek reassurance, and even they believe they must earn affection. And these patterns don't only show up in romantic relationships. No. Let me tell you, they appear at work, in friendships, in the need to prove their worth within the family, within their family, with their parents, with their siblings. They cause exhaustion. They appear in a behavior of people pleasing or even trying to rescue others. And let me tell you, there is a powerful loop that keeps many people trapped in these situations. That's the loop of hope. Because you don't stay only for what the relationship is, you stay for what it could become. You stay for the potential, the possibility, the promise, the future version of the relationship that exists mostly in your imagination. Many of us do this. We see a person, we want to start a relationship with that person, and we don't want to do it for what it is right at this moment, what the person is right now. We want to start a relationship with a person that will be in the future when we fix them. Isn't that something you have heard from your circle of friends or relatives, or even from yourself? There is something deeply human in this. Hope is often harder to let go of than pain, because when you leave, you are not only grieving a person, you're actually grieving a dream. You're not grieving only your relationship, the loss of your relationship with that person. You're grieving the future you imagined, the love you hoped would finally arrive, the moment you believed everything would change. And that is difficult. You cannot let go of that so easy, can you? Take a slow breath. Take a deep breath. If it is possible, if you want to do it, if you can do it, close your eyes and bring this relationship or this person to mind. and ask yourself, what am I still hoping to receive? Not what you know logically. What does your heart still hope for? Could it be love, validation, safety, being chosen, being seen, being enough? What could it be that your heart is still hoping for? And when you have the answer, when the answer emerges from within you, ask another question. When have I felt this before? When have I felt this hope before? And allow the answer to come naturally. Don't force it. Just let it emerge. It could be an image, it could be a feeling, it could be a bodily sensation. Just allow it. And when you have your answer, take a couple of deep breaths and slowly open your eyes, realizing where you are now, in the here and now. And I suggest you write this down on your inner flame journal. Important information. Now, let's continue. Let's talk about the nervous system and the intensity of feelings. Many people mistake chemistry for compatibility. But chemistry is not always connection. Sometimes chemistry is activation because the nervous system recognizes what is familiar and not necessarily what is healthy. If love, for example, in your childhood felt unpredictable, conditional, emotionally unavailable, or inconsistent, then your nervous system was trained like that, and you may associate love with anxiety, with conditions, with unavailability, with inconsistency, with unpredictability. And when you meet someone calm and emotionally available, you might say to yourself, there's no spark between us, there's no excitement, no chemistry. It's so boring. It's not for me. I want more. I want passion. I want excitement. I want... But what you're actually experiencing may be safety instead of boredom. And let me tell you that growing up in an unsafe environment, feeling safe can feel very unfamiliar, very distant, very not you. This is important because you may spend years chasing chemistry while unknowingly what you do is you actually chase your own wound. You're repeating your own wound. You're repeating the same situations that traumatized you in the past. And because these situations, this trauma is known, is familiar, you chase after it. You want to repeat it. Unfortunately, my experience has shown me that we people tend to prefer the known unhappiness than the unknown happiness. I remember the man once told me, when a woman is available, I lose interest. But when she pulls away, when she becomes distant, then I become obsessed over her. And this wasn't because he didn't want love. It was because distance activated an old childhood dynamic. A part of him was still trying to earn attention. still trying to win love, trying to complete something unfinished. And these aren't bad decisions, but they are unconscious repetitions. It's not that you are not smart enough to make the right choice. You are smart enough. You're too smart for your own good. And this is why you unconsciously repeat your life story. Let's take a look now at the fear of abandonment versus the fear of connection. And here's something that may surprise you. Many people don't only fear abandonment, they also fear genuine connection. I know, it sounds weird. The reason why is that real love requires vulnerability. It requires being seen by the other person. It requires from you to be honest, to allow yourself to exist without chasing, without performing, without proving yourself over and over again. And that can actually feel very terrifying, because when someone truly loves you, you can no longer hide behind your wounds. You don't have any more excuses to behave the way you always do. When someone truly loves you, truly sees you, truly stands in front of you, then you have to do the same. You have to show up fully and authentically. And that level of intimacy can be more frightening than rejection. Oh, yes. Well, in systemic work, we often discover that people aren't only loyal to their own story, they may also be loyal to family patterns, family beliefs, unspoken generational agreements. Perhaps, and I'll put some options out there now, perhaps you grew up around women who endured suffering in their relationships, men who never expressed their emotions in their relationships with women, relationships without intimacy, without connection. Maybe you grew up around sacrifices that were mistaken for acts of love, or even pain normalized as part of a commitment, as part of a relationship. And without realizing it, you may have inherited the belief that love requires suffering, or that leaving the relationship, leaving the other person, means betrayal. And then what you do is that you become loyal not only to your partner, but to the entire family story of yours. Now, on the other side, we have color psychodynamics. And this method, what it does is that allows us to see something deeper than the wound itself. Our color profile helps us reveal the unconscious patterns driving our choices, our core emotional needs, the gifts which are hidden beneath our defenses, the adaptations we've experienced, we've created in order to survive, the authentic self that exists beneath the fear, which is buried deep down in the darkest, more distant basement of ourself. Because many people don't truly know who they are. They only know who they became in order to cope, in order to survive. And healing begins when you reconnect with your true essence, with your authentic self, And not when you simply leave a relationship, but when you stop abandoning yourself within the relationship. This can actually work very transformatively for your relationship. Well, it could end it. Of course, it could. There is a possibility. But it may also transform your relationship for the better. So, hopefully, crossing my fingers, if this episode resonates with you, I hope one thing becomes clear. You are not weak because you cannot leave. You are not broken because you still care. You are not failing because you are struggling. This is a pattern operating beneath the surface of what you see. And when you see it, something changes. What happens is that you stop asking yourself, what is wrong with me? And you begin asking yourself, what is this pattern trying to show me? And that question is the beginning of your freedom. I want you to leave this episode with more compassion for yourself, because maybe, all these years, you've been trying to force yourself to leave when what you really needed was to understand why you stayed. And once understanding arrives, the battle with yourself begins to soften. And this is when healing becomes possible. When you start to look at yourself with kindness, with understanding, with compassion. Well, I want to thank you very much for your company in this episode, in another Inner Flame episode. And on our next episode, titled How the Pattern Breaks and the Love You Experience Changes, we'll talk about the real question of how do you stop repeating the same cycle? How do you train your nervous system? And how do you create space for the love that doesn't require suffering to feel real? And perhaps most importantly, who do you become when you stop choosing from the part of you that is wounded? If this episode touched something inside you, I'll be more than happy if you shared it with someone who needs to hear that they are not weak, that they are not broken, that they are simply caught in a pattern that can be understood and transformed. And if you're ready to explore your own relationship patterns more deeply through systemic work and your personal color psychodynamics profile, this may be the beginning of a very different relationship with yourself and with love. Until our next time together, always remember, now is the time to discover your inner flame. Bye-bye. You've been listening to the Inner Flame podcast with systemic consultant and color psychodynamics practitioner Maria Felachidou. Search for this podcast on Spotify and follow Inner Flame on Instagram and Facebook.